You know, I don't know. This isn't intended to displace any employees, but it is intended to create a culture and an organizational structure within which programs can be coordinated and aligned so there's no duplication and overlap.
I would think that there's a general manager or something that could actually sit in the position to help do this now while we're moving the process forward. Or, I mean,
we hope that it's generated that level of discussion, and Secretary Dooley did indicate that they did have internal examination going forward that resulted in the creation of the Aging Department, but we feel that there's even more integration of services and supports that could be accomplished, and that having one person designated as we call it the czar would actually bring some kind of priority and designation of a leader as being the advanced person for this a state priority to meet the needs of this growing population.
all right, Senator Waso.
This is a very descriptive chart, and this is a daunting chart, I think, for our elderly population to try to navigate through to obtain services, and I'm very saddened for them to put them, having to put them through this system, this extensively over bureaucratic system. And I know when we talk about budgeting, we try to you know, allow people within their departments to not only provide services, but provide the most efficient level of services. There has been, since I've been here at the legislative level, in the last 4 years, there's been extensive evidence that a lot of departments have been padding their budgets. We have actually seen some that in parks that were this mega fund all of a sudden appeared that wasn't, you know, within the knowledge of the legislative process and the budget process. It's very sad to see that. I think there's an erosion in the public's confidence in their government when money starts appearing magically in different areas. I also support tearing down silos, where we have all these organizations with specific missions that often say, well, if it doesn't fall within our purview, we're not going to help members of the public. So when they do call for services, either they don't know that there's, you know, 15 different other government agencies supporting services, or they simply don't feel it's within their purview to refer people to those services, or at least make a one-stop shop you know, accessible to people when they visit one of these agencies. I support the intent of this legislation. I think, you know, we need to align our services to better serve the elderly community, because they're the ones that can least afford to go from office to office across each county in our state to obtain services. So I applaud you for working on this, and I think it's an important measure, but at the same time, I think this process has to undergo some scrutiny as to what funding sources are out there. This is a job for Budget Committee as well, and I know Appropriations will have an opportunity to take a stab at this. But finding a way to fund this through that process, I think is going to be essential. I think there'll be definite pushback from people at the department level that are concerned with their, not only their fiefdoms, but their department funds. But it's worth working on it. Yeah. So I want to be very supportive of this, because the people in our community that are eligible for these services but currently don't have the patience and the resources to obtain them, they deserve better. And we should give it our best shot to make these services accessible to them, and to use the funds that we have more prudently and more efficiently to maximize the benefit to the people of our community. So, you know, I want to see how I can help with this and move it forward today.
Thank you. Any other comments, concerns by the members? I am very supportive and enjoy a do pass recommendation. I just hope that this position gets the job done. There are some structural problems within the department, obviously, and God bless whoever this person is, because clearly, you know, we've been negligent in terms of providing services to this vulnerable population we call our seniors. So I just hope this gets it done. Obviously, as the senator said, there's even more work needed in this area. 77, 80, 85 years old, not talking about the governor, but I'm just saying, you know, I'm saying 77. He mentioned earlier he was 77, but I'm just saying he's quite capable of navigating through the minutia. But think about a person 85 years old trying to seek services and don't know where to start, don't have kids or grandkids to be able to help navigate. Senator Hernandez. There is no love in this place. So I'll be supportive. I'll be supportive. I'll be supportive, and let's move this forward. Hopefully, we can work out how we fund this in budget and through approps. I know the approps chair's mom is also of such where she would also agree with services like this to our public. So having said that, I believe there might be opposition. If so, please come forward. Seeing no opposition, no other comments from the members, Senator Hueso moves the bill. Please call the roll.
Motion is due pass and re-refer to the Health Committee. Hall?
Aye.
Hall, aye. Berryhill? No. Berryhill, no. Block? Gaines? No. Gaines, no. Galgiani? Hernandez? Aye. Hernandez, aye. Hill? Aye. Hill, aye. Hueso? Aye. Hueso, aye. Lara? Aye. Lara, aye. McGuire? McGuire, aye. Vidak? No. Vidak, no. It's currently 6-3.
Okay, it has 6 votes. We'll keep it open for the absent members. Thank you.
Thank you. And on behalf of Senator Liu, the authors are happy to accept the committee amendment.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank
Noted.
you. Okay.
And that is with amendments. I did. So we didn't move it as amended.
Technical.
Yeah.
There was a technical amendment.
We'll do it in health.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry.
All right. You guys can work that out down there.
The little one, we'll take care of it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, Senator McGuire, item 7, SB 685. Okay, Senator.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair and members. Grateful to be here today. SB 685 is focused on veteran service organizations. VSOs allow those who have bravely served this great country in any of the branches of the U.S. military to access programs and services, find support and friendship, and help re-engage in their communities. It's crucial that these organizations, which support those who have served, be provided the necessary tools to aid the 2 million veterans who call California home, and that number grows by 30,000 per year. SB 685 is a bipartisan proposal that will allow veteran service organizations to host the general public when holding events that serve alcohol at their organization's establishment. This would be focused on beer and wine. The current alcohol license arrangement only allows a veteran and their one guest to be served alcohol hosted at the VSO's building or hall. This proposal will generate more revenue for VSOs and will allow them to expand services for veterans into complete repairs and upkeep on aging veteran halls across the state. To be clear, this bill will not make veteran halls de facto bars, as only beer and wine would be allowed to serve at the time of the event per the license to the public, and only at specific events within their establishments. VSOs will still need to apply for an alcohol license, and all training requirements for bartenders will still apply. The main purpose of all nonprofit veteran service organizations has been to close the gap of services between the Department of Veterans Affairs and veterans. VSOs reach out to soldiers discharged in California yearly, which often results in lifelong partnership. This bill is supported, which we're very grateful for, by AMVETS, Department of California, California Military Officers Association, the Veteran of Foreign Wars, American Legion Department of California, Vietnam Veterans of America, the Jewish War Veterans, and the California Association of County Veterans Service
Senator,
Officers,
this enjoys a do pass recommendation.
which we're grateful for,
Okay.
and that's my cue to
All right.
turn it over
Yes,
to our
let's get to the
folks.
witnesses.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
And we'll start with Lorraine Ploss.
Very good. Thank you.
Legislator from AMVETS.
Because that's a decision of the chair.
Very well.
Thank you.
Pete Conity, representing 20 veterans groups, many of which are here to say me too. And I could talk about, okay, one short thing, sir. You heard earlier you can't run a fine arts center on ticket sales. Well, you cannot run and maintain a veterans post on membership anymore with the passing of the World War II generation. We are stretched beyond belief, and if we are to continue the services we provide, veterans groups provide to the state and to the community, we need to have some revenue source. This law, by the way, has not been touched since 1953. The definition of a veteran is from World War II.
Okay, thank you. I enjoyed your brief testimony. Is there another?
Lorraine Ploss, State Legislative Chair for American Veterans. I think we created this bill just for us. I come from the 11,000-member town with Senator McGuire here, and he has seen the struggles over the years in the city council with us. We've gone from in my tenure in this, I'm a Vietnam-era veteran. In my tenure, it's last 25 years, I've been the commander and worked my ranks up through this. We have gone from 650 members in the last 20 years, Vietnam vets, to 5 members with the IAVA, or Iraq and Afghanistan vets that are currently helping us at this time, raising their families. So it relies upon the 125 of us to do the work to keep our halls. And we just recently lost our 700 capacity vets hall, and we are now in a small cabin, which we do our work, scholarships, local fireworks programs. It's just an essential thing for this new generation, and this profitable new trend licensure will take us also from large alcohol to beer and wine, and an easier event for us to throw. So it's so imperative to small agricultural communities like ours. I urge your aye vote.
Thank you, and thank you for your service. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Don Harper, and I am the chair of the Legislative Commission for the American Legion here in California. We have over 100,000 Legionnaires in California, and I'm here to represent the Legion and strongly support this bill, and we wish you a aye voice on this bill. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and thank you for your presence today and your service.
Chairman Hall, David Norris, Veterans of Foreign Wars, the United States, Department of California, representing the 150,000 veterans and 500 VFW posts in the state of California, urging you to pass this bill. And working with the student veterans of America right now, they would be able to enjoy more of what we can provide for them if we had the funds to do this. Every VFW post in the United States now is charged with the thing of going to college campuses to help our student veterans, and we just don't have the funds to do it anymore.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for your presence as well and your testimony. Are there any other witnesses in support? Please come forward. All right. Witnesses in opposition? You don't support our veterans?
Exactly. It's never great and brings me no pleasure to come up and oppose a bill supported by our veterans and also my friend, Senator McGuire. My name is Fred Jones. I'm here on behalf of the California Council on Alcohol Problems. We're a faith-based organization, and our ministers deal with problems of alcohol on a daily basis. And it's for that reason that we come to oppose any effort to create clubs that can open up to the general public in residential communities to sell beer and have consumption of beer in those facilities. So the law now is to allow sales of only bona fide members of these clubs and their invited guests, their bona fide invited guests. This expressly does away with that preclusion and will allow these clubs to be open bars. And for that reason, we must oppose.
Well, if a veteran who spent 20 years or 30 years in service and decides that they want to take their son or their mother in to get a glass of wine, I think they should be able to allow that in their respective VFWs or elite clubs. I mean, I don't think that, I mean, my God, they served our nation in war. And I think that if they want to share a cold glass of wine with their mother or their father, I think they should have the right to do that. I mean, they put their lives on the front line for America. It's un-American not to do that.
Senator, if I may.
No, you might go ahead and, we have thank you for your testimony.
Okay.
Thank you. Senator Hueso, then Senator Lara.
I just want to, in terms of the gentleman, thank you for coming and expressing. I think there are legitimate concerns in that area. And that's why I think we need to work with our veterans community to ensure that these centers are operated with the intent to really serve our veteran community and their friends. I think we should reach out to people in the community and just express our intent not to just create this bar, business plan. When I have visited these centers, I have seen, number one, that they're struggling, that they're largely unable to maintain their doors open. There are additional services that are provided there. These are meeting places. These are places where people go and they have weddings for their families. They have just general social events that provide an affordable place for our veterans to celebrate important festivities. Alcohol isn't always a mix in a part of that recipe, and I think we need to point that out. I, as former Veterans Chair, Veterans Committee Chair, I have visited these centers. As Vice Chair, I continue to work with our veterans population. We need to help them out, and these are important centers. So in that spirit, I want to work with you, and I generally want to send a message to the people in the public as well that law and order is very important in the administration of these facilities, and I don't, when we will keep our eye on this as the legislature, making sure that there isn't this sense of there is potential that they could be run inappropriately, and we want to make sure that doesn't happen, because we have provided too much bureaucracy for our veterans population. When they go to war, they have to go through this bureaucratic process to get access to health care and to the tools they need to defend our country. And then when they come home, we put them through a bureaucratic process to get services. And when they want to establish a social club in our community, I think that they deserve another bureaucratic process. So I think this establishes a better way to provide that haven for them. When I have gone to these centers, I've seen good people, relaxing, socializing. I haven't seen anything that raises a concern from my perspective. There are people out there in the community that have information that suggests otherwise. I think this is now's the time to present that. But I want to move this bill. I want to applaud you for supporting our veterans. And I think we can find a good medium here to make sure that that it's run with the intent of helping the veterans community obtain, affordable, services in the community. And in many instances, these are very affordable places for them to visit and to pass a brief social moment. But thank you.
Thank you, Senator.